What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about OnyxCoin today, XCN. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. Here we are at about 0.009 cents right now, $0.009, technically 0.9 cents for being real. Bitcoin has seen a price growth of about 2% today. We're up about 2% at $87,000 essentially, seeing a price high of 87.3K, and we potentially could go higher. I was looking back before we really get into XCN. I just want to address something else that I talked about today in my Bitcoin video. Is that back here March 4th when the tariffs got put out for that pause on the tariffs being placed on Mexico and China Mexico and Canada. China already had tariffs. Whenever that pause was unpaused and the tariffs did come out, we actually moved up 2 days afterwards. We moved up. And if Bitcoin moves up from here, if this Liberation Day, April 2nd tariff reciprocated event happens and we get some pumping into it, and afterwards that could be a sigh of relief for coins like OnyxCoin and altcoins, right? The Bitcoin dominance is going up, and I'm looking at it personally, and I don't have a reason to believe that it stops here. I think that it actually will continue to go up. It's very possible that we could get some kind of double top. It's even possible that we could go higher, guys. Maybe this wasn't the high that we thought it was, right? Hasn't been acting like any kind of significant high in Bitcoin dominance has so far, so perhaps we should just accept that we might be going higher, and that's fine. But for anybody out there that's saying, well, if Bitcoin dominance is going up, OnyxCoin can't go up, we're not going to see it pump. Well, that's not true, actually, because if we look at this, from January 6th here to February 3rd, dominance was going up at a pretty quick rate. XCN, January 6th, let's see, J6th, from here and onwards to January 20th, it actually pumped really hard. So dominance went up, sure, but XCN was unaffected. It still outperformed Bitcoin and therefore the rest of the markets as well. It's very possible that even with dominance going up, XCN can still move up. We've seen it happen before. We can see it happen again. Double bottom here is looking pretty fresh, looking pretty real at the moment, but the only way to really make this official is to get a move that takes us back above this high here. So this, for the past few days, 1.2 cents has been a very important level, and it still is. 1.8 cents a couple weeks ago is a very important level, and it still is. But right now, I think the kind of first area of importance, the thing that we need to consider breaking above, is this 1.1 cent area. That would be very validating to the notion of this being a double bottom. You guys, we could be getting set up, and I'm not saying that we are, but we could be getting set up here to be screwed. No, that's not what I was going to say. I just thought, the word set up, it made it sound bad. But we could be getting set up for a left shoulder, a head, and then maybe we get a right shoulder or something like that, and then we break out, right? It kind of looks like a mouse or an elephant. I don't know, man. Whatever that looks like to you. I don't know what it looks like to you, but I'll tell you what it looks like to me. It looks like an inverse head and shoulders setup, potentially, maybe. If we see some kind of pump that not only takes us above this high, but takes us all the way up to this area here at about 1.5 cents. You guys, if we're at 1.5 cents and Bitcoin does make this drop that I'm ultimately expecting it to do, if it does see this drop, where is it? Right here, of about a 17% drop from the current price at least. If XCN's all the way up at 1.5 cents, and maybe it's a little bit lower, maybe we're back down here, that could provide something like a 22%, 25% drop for XCN. It could. 17% drop for Bitcoin, 24%, 25% drop for XCN. Maybe it's a slanted inverse head and shoulders pattern. We go down. Maybe it's not even slanted. But if we see some kind of move up like this, and let's say it pulls back a little bit by the time Bitcoin, because it probably won't drop from its high as soon as Bitcoin starts dropping. I mean, maybe it does. And if it does, that's even better for this case. But maybe we're a little bit lower. If we see something that's like 30% or more, I doubt that we see something 40% or more, then it's official. The prophecy was told and it was upheld. Justin's son held up his end of the bargain, and the land of the rising sun will forever be an area of fame and riches and glory and a promised land of the legends himself, man. But if we see something like this, it would very much, in my opinion, encourage the notion that we do have a double bottom, right? Some kind of fantastic pump. I do believe that right now, to validate this double bottom here, we just need to get above 1.1 cents, and from there, I would think we go to the next resistance areas, which would either be right here just above 1.2 cents at this prior area of support and resistance right here, or all the way up to this area here at prior resistance and prior support here and prior resistance back here. After all, we were at the base of the land of the rising sun. Might we go up to the top of the land of the rising sun, the summit there? that's a very possible outcome. So we've done it before. We did it in 2 days. Could we do it in 2 days from now? I think we could. And that beyond the fact of just absolving us of going below this low or validating this low as a potential low, and I really do think that if we close above 1.2 cents, 1.3 cents on a daily basis, we would validate this as a low. It doesn't mean that it can't happen. That doesn't mean that we can't go lower. It could happen, but I think we would. Beyond that notion itself, we look at this downtrend here, all the way back here, man. And maybe it's this tight. Maybe we're above it now, whatever. Maybe we're here, however you want to draw it. If you want to connect that high, like whatever. We're in some kind of downtrend still. Lower highs, lower lows, all throughout, right? If and when we get back up to this price here, we are clearly diverging away from this trend. It becomes evident. It becomes apparent to anybody and everybody who missed the boat the first time on OnyxCoin. Maybe the people who got burned, who bought the top, and they've been waiting for a better entry to get in. The people who have missed this point. When we're up here and we're far away and we're breaking out of what looks to be a massive bull flag, speculators across the board, whether you're dumb or you're smart, doesn't matter. All walks of life. They're going to look at this thing and be like, now's the time. Now's the time. I can buy here. I'm confident we're not going to go below this low. Even if it goes down, I can buy more, and we're about to rip. They're not going to miss episode 2 of the fantastic endeavors that OnyxCoin has, right? The Land of the Rising Sun and what is it? Justin Sun and the Funky Bunch. They're going to take us all the way up to prices above 20 cents and more. And it's not them. I'm just being funny, guys, right? I'm literally just being funny. Okay, I'm making up scenarios in my head here. But the scenarios I'm not making up are the price targets that we have, right? The expectations that we have. I very much do believe that we will see a 20-cent price and beyond. From a high to a low here, we hit the 2618. The target area, the 3618 here, the next golden ratio would be all the way up at 20.5 to 26 cents. Do we have to go there because the golden ratio is there? No, we don't. We could stop here, but I have a feeling that with this massive looking bull flag, and it is rather massive, if we're taking it here, from the low to the high, and we put it at the base of the flag, which it's possible this is the base, guys. I have a little bit of faith here that the Land of the Rising. I have more faith now today than I did before. We'll see, though. Maybe we just go to 007 anyways, and that means 207. We could still drop down there. Be aware, we could still drop down there. But that target would take us all the way here. This is the measure move. Now, the measure move of the bull flag takes you kind of in this land of obscurity between the 3113 here and the 2886 and the 3618. It takes you in this land of obscurity. With bull flags, with measure moves of any pattern, they're not guarantees. They're just ideas. It's an idea to go here. You can fall shy of that idea. Sure. You could exceed that idea. Sure. You could well exceed it. You might bust the pattern. Who knows? But I'm under the impression we go higher. Let's say I'm wrong. Let's say the price is only at 0.009157 right now, and we only go to 7 cents. That's still a 7.7x. We only go to this level. That's still a 10x or more. Let alone if we actually see the measure move, which brings us up to a 18x. Let alone if we go to the land of the promise, 20 cents and above, that's over a 20x, potentially even reaching as high as like a 30x by the end of this move. Even at a 7x, even at the minimum next fib step, that's going to bring attention. That's going to bring hype. People are going to see this for what it is, right? Which is just a long consolidation phase after a massive pump. They're going to want in. There's going to be attention on this thing. And there's more. There wasn't, if you guys remember back here, whenever we were pumping, we would see, I mean, at least I would see on Crypto Banter, BitBoy even, right back before all this shenanigans happened with him, man. It's just crazy. It's sad, honestly, is what it is. A lot of people are making fun of him. It's like there was a point where we could make fun of him, man, but now it's like you're just a bad person if you're making fun of him, man. You don't kick someone when they're down, and this he's down, man. He's down. But I'm not trying to talk about BitBoy, man. Banter, BitBoy, Ivan on Tech even. They'd pull up crypto bubbles and stuff like that, and XCN or CoinMarketCap and XCN would be at the top of the rankings. They'd be like, let's see the rankings today. Let's see how things are moving up. Nobody would talk about it. I never heard any of these big accounts talking about XCN, but I would see them. They would clearly see that the biggest coin moving of the day was whatever this coin was, but they didn't talk about it because they didn't know about it. They didn't get invested in it. And that's what happens. Anytime that a coin's pumping that's large, if I see a coin that's pumping, I'll talk about it. I don't care what it is. If it's not relevant to my video, I might pass it off a little bit, but I'll still address it. I'll be like, what the hell? We'll have to look into this. But nobody looked into it. It's been some time. It's been some time. Now all these people who missed the boat, who were reluctant to talk about it because they had spite for it because they weren't a part of the party bus. Every other altcoin was moving down or being boring. They were all complaining about the alt market being boring. We were all popping champagne and celebrating back here. Now they get a chance. Now they get a chance to. And it wouldn't surprise me at all, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, if we started to see some bigger accounts, much bigger than me, talking about OnyxCoin. And to be fair, Economic Ninja, he's probably the only person, at least as far as I've seen, that has a big account, hundreds of thousands of subscribers, that's actually talked about XCN. So not all the big accounts were forsaking this coin, but beyond just him, and just me and all the other accounts that are in between or even at lower subscribers than me, it's not just going to be us talking about it. It's going to be the big faces in crypto. Even bigger, people with millions of subscribers or near million subscribers. I theorize that's what's going to happen. And it's going to cause a lot of attention, and I think a lot of pumps. And the thing, a lot of pumps, a big pump, a big rip. And the thing is, XCN OnyxCoin is still not listed on Binance. It's still not listed on Binance, right? But they have it on their futures listing list or something like that, right? Which doesn't mean they list it on the spot, but there's interest. They're aware of it, and it's very possible that this next pump could not only be community driven, not only be driven by the people like you and me who are DCAing, who are scooping it up and drying up the supply because we're holding on to it. We know where this moon mission's taking us, right? It's actually going to Mars, man. It's a Mars mission. There's going to be that hype too, I think, of Binance acquiring it to list it, right? And I'm praying, oh my goodness, please, Binance, please list XCN, not because I want it to pump. I think we'll pump without Binance listing it. I think we will. But because if we get a Binance listing, you guys, that's going to be the most clear sell signal that you could ever want in the market to ever happen. And that, if you have a clear sell signal, you have a clear target area or day where you can start like getting out and taking profits and not feeling bad about it. That's nice, man. That's nice, especially when we're talking about these gains here. But I'm rambling, man. I'm just talking at this point, talking about things that we don't even know if they're going to happen yet. For all we know, OnyxCoin could go to the depths below. I don't think it will. It's my biggest bag, right? It was actually tied up pretty well with Bitcoin Cash yesterday, but I actually, with my recent purchase, XCN is my largest bag yet again, just above Bitcoin Cash, but I am prepared to buy more. I think that this thing is going to do very well. We have lower lows here. We have higher lows here. That's bullish divergence. We have our high heel pattern looking like it's ready to come into full effect. We're going to get the W of truth, perhaps. And I think that if and when we can see prices above 1.1 cents, that's what it would take, right? Double bottom is validated once you get above the nipple. I don't know what the focal point, whatever you want to call it. I call it the nipple because nipple's a funny word, and I'm a funny guy, or at least I think I am. I think that from a high to a low here is that the next target areas would be anything from 1.17 to 1.28 and beyond. If we get above 1.1 cents, we have higher targets to go. The higher we go, the better of a chance we have for this being the low and that the land of the rising sun upholds its end of the bargain, right? The whole prophecy will be fulfilled, and I'm only going to build more idols. I will build a freaking statue in my yard. I'm going to carve his face into my trees outside. You know who you are. Or if we go up higher, if we do go to the land of like 1.5 cents or 1.4 cents, something like that, I think that would really set us up for a very powerful inverse head and shoulders pattern out of this bull flag. It would create a lot of bullish narratives. I don't know. I got nothing else for you guys. So I'm going to end the video there. This went on way longer than I expected it to, but it was a little bit of a story time with C-Zar. I was painting a picture for a good bit of it. So a little bit of TA, a little bit of picture painting. I'll see you guys on the next one. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. We'll see how it goes. I'm optimistic, but I'm still not convinced that Bitcoin is done dropping yet, right? I think that we do still go below 74K. So not financial advice, not a financial advisor, even with this potential pump that we might get, we might not get, but with XCN, I think that we're going to get a move that comes up here at least around 1.2 cents, if not above it. We could go all the way up to 1.5 cents. I think it'll be a significant move. Even with this, we still will likely have a drop. So not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but it's either now or never. Don't FOMO the top. Okay, if you don't have the balls to buy here, don't get the FOMO and buy there. Don't think that you're smart for buying there because we likely will experience some volatility, right? And it could be dramatic. It could be just like this. And maybe even, if we don't go up as high as I think we will, it could even be like this. We could see a lower low. But here's the last thought that I'll leave is that if you don't have the balls to buy at the lows, that's fine. If you don't have cash, you're already fully deployed, that's fine. If you start to have cash or for some reason you get the balls when we're at higher prices, that's not ideal, but guess what? That's even fine. What's not fine is FOMO here and then panic sell here. That's what's not fine. What's not fine is FOMO here and then panic sell here, right? You don't want to do that. If you buy, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, do whatever you want. But you should be in the mindset of, if I buy here, regardless of what the price does, up or down, I'm not selling until at least the end of May. Until some time has gone by. Until I'm thinking end of May, end of June, personally. But until we see prices that are above this high, right? That's if you're doing this. If you want to trade, you want to be short-term stuff, go for it. You know what I mean? That's fine. Do your own thing. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Do your own thing. It's your money. But if you're trying to make money with this, the easy way, the not so easy way, and this is how I'm doing it. Anytime that I'm buying, the discussion of when should I sell, it's not on the table, man. It's not on the table, right? I mean, maybe if we're like back down here, I'll have to take still gains, but it'll be a lot less significant than we're at now. There is a point where things go wrong, but from this point in time, I'm not in any kind of immediate concern for when I would sell. We'd probably have to get below 0.006 for me to be concerned enough to sell. And even then, I'd probably just buy more because I would be cope buying at that point. I don't know. But I got nothing else for you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.